All right, let's start off with this. LA headquarters, Los Angeles Chargers. I really don't want to go in detail about this because how atrocious that performance was last a Sunday night. And I want to say NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, you know for a fact that these two teams are struggling. This game should have been played at 1 o'clock, or I'll say even a specific time we should have been playing this at 4:05. Man, I mean, you have a team that's what 2-3, then you have a team that was 1-4 battling against each other. This is not the same team like they were last year. Yes, Devin Hodges, he did through one touchdown, undrafted rookie. Okay, against a trash, I say mediocre defense of the Los Angeles Chargers. The offensive line is horrendous. I mean, it was to the point that we couldn't block for anything. I don't even know, it's by the grace of God, how we actually beat the Indianapolis Colts. But now you come in here and 8:20, you could have put the 49ers and Rams game out there. The Browns and the Seahawks game would have been better. I mean, people on Twitter was just going crazy. Like, I can't believe they actually showing the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now in that stadium, we already have a little, we don't even have a home. 75%, 75 to 80% of attendees were Steeler fans. They was waving at the terrible towel. You would think you in Pittsburgh. You had Juju Smith-Schuster. He was like, man, am I confused? You know, what's going on with me? Like, touchdown, like, you know, and I'm looking like, okay, like, am I in Pittsburgh or, you know what I'm saying, the Himalayas, or am I in Los Angeles? And I'm like, hey, I don't know either. I mean, at this point, this is not the same thing like they were last year. I just want to say, the bottom line is, we got to fix the offensive line. Phillip Rivers is Phillip Rivers. Threw an interception. We had a chance to actually move down the field and actually tie it up. But like I told you before, he doesn't have great fourth quarter comebacks. Probably it's gonna be a long time, man. I really think that we might need to move on from him. His contract is up, and if he wins the Super Bowl with a different team, good for him. I'll be kind of that actually goes to show you how leadership and how general manager Tom Telesco and the Sparanos family, no disrespect to them, but they're really not investing into the future. We had many chances, bro. I mean, you mean to tell me, bro, like a 16-year vet is just really still making rookie mistakes out there, still not comfortable enough to go down the field? And I just really feel like, Merrill, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the offensive line, I'm not trying to blame all this on the quarterback. The offensive line is horrible. Can't block. Trent Scott, terrible. We really need to do a lot of work in the offseason. Go ahead, let's get more offensive tackles, right tackles, left tackles. We have to beef up that line. You cannot move. You cannot be successful in the NFL with a mediocre or terrible offensive line. The Philadelphia Eagles knew that a few years ago, and they actually made a lot of adjustments and added, different wide receivers and different talent, man, in the offensive line core, and that's how they was able to, win the Super Bowl. But I just want to sit up here and say is this, bro, like, the chemistry of this team is still there, but we not collectively coming together when it comes to blocking and being sustainable. Medical staff is bad. People getting injured. I say the bright side is this: Hunter Henry, though. Hunter Henry, good, straight up to him. I love him. Did good. He scored 2 touchdowns. He was balling out there, man, looking like Gates. I'm proud of him. Travis Benjamin still missing catches. It was just pretty much a circus out there. And I'm trying to really think that, do the NFL really love controversy? It's going to go into the fact that LA, we shouldn't be playing at 8:20. The way our record, that should have been delayed for real. I mean, oh God, that was horrible. I mean, I don't know if the owners work something out. They trying to get some team. I mean, at the end of the day, people are not traveling all the way to Los Angeles to see this team play. In San Diego, we barely had like a audience, but I mean, it was better than this. And then you got the Rams. Like, I think they're trying to move us to St. Louis. That's heard else a huge rumor. St. Louis on Chargers. Nobody's not going to mess with us. I don't really think we're going to gain a fan base with this. But man, I just want to say this, man. This trash performance with the trash team, and I love the Chargers. I really do. But at the same time, man, I know that we are not capable of doing anything this year. Even though we're 2 games behind first place in the AFC West. All right, but the way we're playing is I don't even want them going to the playoffs. Like, we really need to just shift some things. Anthony Lynn's a great motivator. I love Anthony Lynn, but this offensive line is horrible, and we can continuously to have more games like this, especially with the Tennessee Titans, bro. They coming off from a loss, man, a blowout by the Denver Broncos. At the end of the day, bro, we should not be playing for the hunt. Just go in here, man. I'm not saying don't be like Lester, but you can see Phillip Rivers only had like a .1 millisecond just to throw the ball out before he gets sacked, and you know his health is getting up there, man. It's just not a good thing. And then he got into it with another, I think it was Hannon or Stanton, whatever, who got the interception at the end. I'm just like, bro, it's pretty crazy, man. And you call these professional athletes and they acting like amateurs, and I'm not, you just discussing with it, man. It's just one of those years, man. I mean, this is not the same 12-4. Michael Williams getting hurt. This is not the same 12-14, bro. Like they were last year, and we just have to accept that. And this one goes into my fact with the Detroit Lions. Now, it was 2 illegal hands to the face called by Trey Flowers. All right. Now, Trey Flowers, man, great. The defensive tackle, and I looked at it twice, man. They was going 10 minutes late in the fourth quarter, man. They should have beat the Green Bay Packers. Barry Sanders even said something like, bro, what is going on? I mean, I don't know, man. I seen it. Now, you can't touch them on the neck, you can't touch them on the face mask, all right, when you're trying to get after to the quarterback. And it was one critical play that Aaron Rodgers was sacked, bro. And they actually, I think it potentially got him out of field goal range or something like that. So they didn't have an opportunity to get a fresh set of downs. But they threw a flag and it was late. And then on top of that too, they gave it on Kerryon Johnson when he had a pass saying it was incomplete. I'm looking like, bro, like it is crazy, bro. Like the refs, I don't know, man. I just think this is whole political agenda that's going on to me personally, but it is entertainment. It means to entertain you in your mind, and they pretty much already have what the teams are going to win. Now, I'm still going to watch the NFL, but I'm still keeping my eyes open with this, man, because even though I'm not a huge Detroit Lions fan, Detroit Lions should have won that game. And the ref and the officiating refs, I don't know if they're getting paid or they just need to get their eyes examined, but I mean, you got replays, you got all this technology, and you still making bogus calls. The dude he was grabbing on his shoulder, not his neck. And then he was very strong, so he was pushing him back because of the force. So it kind of looked like he was touching his face, but he wasn't. But they still going to draw a flag, and therefore, man, late in the last minute, they end up getting, I think they end up getting a touch on 10 minutes, but then they see last minute, they end up getting a field goal without 2 seconds left. And some Green Bay Packers fans was like, oh, well, hey, it's a bad call. It is what it is, man. But I don't know, man. It is just kind of crazy, bro. It's really starting to suck the heart out of football because you see how things are ran. It's a joke right now. And I'm not just saying this because my team is terrible, but I'm just saying this, man. I'm just looking at all ends. You can go back for the Saints and the Rams. I mean, from the beginning of time for this football stuff started, man, and the sports in general, it's just kind of crazy, man. It's like the decks and the cards already played out what team is going to go all the way. But that's all I really have to say, man. Roger Goodell, yeah, you was wrong for that, for actually having the Chargers play at 8:20 so the world can see how terrible we were. That should have been at 1 o'clock. That was a waste of money. But, yeah, I don't know, man. This is your boy, Young Lee Jr. Shouts out to the Chargers fans for just having a rough year. Hope they get it together next year. But that's all I really have to say, man. I'm out. Deuces.